Welcome to Too Sweet Cosplay, where wrestling and cosplay collide. You're watching the flagship program of the Too Sweet Cosplay YouTube channel. This is Too Sweet Converse. I am Steve-O. I will introduce all these fantastic colleagues of mine. First off, let's pass it over to Nico. What's up, Nico?
What's going on, Steve-O? How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a great episode for you planned tonight.
Very nice. Next up is Wildcard with his awesome AEW background photo. How's it going, Wildcard?
Yep. That is from the AEW Dynamite show from 2019. That was in the, it's now called the Now Arena, but it used to be the Sears Center.
And last but not least, EJV. How you doing today?
Doing all right. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. We're ready to bring you some wrestling discussion. Let's do it, boys.
Excellent. So before we get this thing rolling, thank you all for cosplay submissions. More are going to be posted onto our pages soon enough, so stay tuned for those. And also be sure to check out PocketCon 2020 this Saturday. Online, we will have the links in the description, but it's pocketcon.org. You'll see a lot of different streaming mediums for you to be able to watch this awesome virtual con. And Too Sweet Cosplay will be featured there. We're going to be hosting Too Sweet Pocket Converse. It'll be at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Stay tuned for more information on our social media. But for now, I'm going to pass it over to EJV to introduce us to this week's topics.
Thank you, Steve-O. There's a lot to discuss. As many of you know, we were off last week, but we're going to keep it to a few minor topics. The topics right now I'm going to introduce is about the two champions, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. As many of you know, they wrapped up their recent feuds at Survivor Series. Drew McIntyre ended his feud, and then Roman Reigns ended his. Now we got new challengers awaiting both men. New challenger ahead, Mortal Kombat reference. Now we got for Mr. Roman Reigns, he is going to be dealing with Kevin Owens right now coming up. As many, and you got that for Drew McIntyre. Originally, it was supposed to be Braun Strowman, but due to an injury suffered at Survivor Series, Strowman is out. And after a fatal four-way match or triple threat match at Raw this past week, AJ Styles is now the new number one contender for the WWE title. So there's going to be some interesting matches coming up. But I want to get you guys' opinion on things. Do you guys think that Roman or Drew is going to drop the title at the next big WWE pay-per-view, which I believe is TLC? And would you want to see Drew and Roman go at it again, possibly? And will the Miz successfully cash in? As many of you know, Miz tried to cash in this past Monday, but of course didn't fail in a sense, but never got to cash it in properly. So he still got the contract. To start off this, I want to pass it over to Wildcard over here. Wildcard, take it away, bud.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's a tough call. Honestly, I mean, first off, it's awesome that Drew even regained the title there too, because I was under the strongest impression that, he was just going to have the one title run and then Randy's going to have it. But I have to admit that seeing him win the title, first off, it's a breath of fresh air because it just proves that WWE has a lot of faith in Drew McIntyre as WWE champion. So I feel like that his second run may be even stronger than his first run. So, I mean, I just don't see him dropping the title anytime soon. But then again, you mentioned something that has been looming since he won the Money in the Bank briefcase from Otis, and that is Miz. Because he's just, you never know when he's going to pull the trigger there too. He's definitely has shown flashes of that there too. And this is something that I kind of want to mention with that there too. This is kind of a little bit off topic, But I was gonna say that I feel like Miz might be ready to deserve another run at the WWE title, or whatever world title that he has, because I think that he's earned it and he's deserved it just based on his work. As much as I hate to admit it, but because I was never really much of a Miz fan, but he's definitely earned my respect as a fan. So, I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, I feel like that Drew could be the one guy that could potentially drop the title. Because for Roman, there's just no way that they're going to have him drop the title based on what he's doing right now. I mean, he is just killing it, with his new gimmick, with everything that he's doing right now on SmackDown. I mean, he stepped his game up. And we were just talking about this earlier in the previous episode. Roman has definitely surpassed what everybody has expected, because, we all have bashed on Roman for, just not stepping up his game or not being the A-list guy, but he's answered it. He's answered it to the best of his capabilities, and damn it, he is running it, taking the ball, and he is running with it. So I can't see him dropping the title anytime soon. So I guess, I must have lost track here, but I think, as much as I hate to admit, if I had to choose, I mean, Drew could possibly be the one that could potentially drop the title here, only if Miz cashes in. That's my prediction right there, because I feel like that Miz is going to do something dastardly to make sure that he gets that WWE title there. So, but anyway, that's kind of my take on that. May have been a little bit off topic there, but that's just kind of my thoughts on just the whole topic there. So, Steve-O, what's your take on this, man?
So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Miz's in-ring work. However, after meeting him at WrestleMania Access, and not to go too off topic, he was one of the nicest dudes I've ever met in the wrestling business. So that kind of gave me a new look on him as a wrestler and a person. I mean, he's always put on some solid matches, but just and he plays his role very well. So if he gets a second run at some point, I'm okay with that. I think I'd be totally okay with a second run at some points, just to help him, just show gratitude for his work. But getting into the main topic, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre both have been great respective champions for their title runs on the respective brands. I'm glad that Drew McIntyre's title reign hasn't ended just so soon. I was upset that Orton did win it. However, I was like, okay, I understand he could be a 14-time champion, but I'm happy that Drew is champion again. I think AJ Styles will be a formidable foe. AJ and Drew, this will be a very good feud. I think this should be a very good match. AJ Styles rarely has a bad match against anybody. Drew McIntyre has been carrying himself very well. I like his look with the kilt, the sword. I think that's a cool new change up in his look. I think that's a nice way to just try something new with him and make him stand out just a little bit more. I don't see him losing it to AJ. Miz cash in, I definitely see that being possible. He almost did it on Raw. I almost thought he was going to do it, but I kind of figured, probably too soon. As far as Roman Reigns goes, him and KO have had feuds before him. They've been very awesome matches, so I'm entirely open to them having another feud now in role reversals, with KO being the face and Roman Reigns being the heel. I thought it was cool that he just beat Jay down and saying, like, hey, he's your family. Are you going to come out and do something about it? I thought that was cool, and Roman actually replied on Twitter that he is going to come for KO, so I'm looking forward to the feud. I thought they were going to do Roman and Daniel Bryan, but I guess that will wait a little while longer. But I'm very much excited for the feuds. Both men have been doing very well. Drew's been an ultimate babyface. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns has been a great top heel, an unstoppable heel, and not so much a cowardly heel. So I'm glad to see a dominant heel in the reigns. And I hope that Drew and Roman clash again, because they had a hell of a match at the Survivor Series, and I want to see them go at it again. So definitely looking forward to seeing what both men have to put out. So that's the end of my take. Nico, what's your thoughts on these current feuds and champions?
These current champions are great. I think WWE has done everything right to book both Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre in presenting them in the sense of, okay, this person is the guy for this show. This person is the guy for that show. So I think the fact that they've been protected and presented well is great. I think Kevin Owens is going to be great for Roman because Kevin, in my humble opinion, Kevin Owens is the best all-around worker in the WWE right now in regards to a performer. His ring work is very good for a man of his size, and he can talk on the mic. It's interesting to see Roman as the heel here because the one thing I want to see, we know Kevin can work the mic. We know Paul Heyman, Roman's counsel can work the mic, but can Roman do it on his own?
I think is it? I believe it's your turn there.
Yes, it is actually.
Yes.
But I think both of these champions right now, Drew and Roman, have been amazing. Especially Roman as of late, really picking up that ball, like Andy said, and just running with it with the mic. His mic work is some of the best that we've ever heard from Roman Reigns. This whole head of the table, high chief thing has been just the bread and butter for Roman so far, and I think it's one of the coolest things that WWE's done in a while, and it's been long overdue for Roman. So it's to say that suffice to say that he's been killing it ever since. Drew McIntyre, man, he's been the ultimate babyface right now. He's showing that personality that I think has been long overdue instead of him being that big, bad bruiser type. I think that he's really shown the personality that he's needed to show in order to connect with the audience at home and even those who might be in attendance, whether it be at a future show. So both champions are killing it right now. As far as the AJ and Drew McIntyre, I think it's going to be a great feud, personally. AJ, of course, can wrestle a broken broomstick and have a 5-star match, 6 if it was in the Tokyo Dome. But and then, of course, Roman and KO, they fought, like Steve said, they fought many times, and a lot of their matches have been great. You know, KO can work with anybody. Roman can work with anybody, any style. And KO's got that hybrid style of you know, athletic ability, you know, could hit a moonsault, a 450 splash on you for a 265er. And, you know, Roman can work with that style. He can, you know, like they say, styles make fights. And that's the same thing with AJ and Daniel Bryan, with AJ being the high flyer and Drew being the bruiser. So I think both feuds are going to be great, depending on how long they last. Are any of the champions going to get dethroned at the next pay-per-view, which from what I know is TLC? No. I feel like they're going to each hold their titles until either the Rumble or WrestleMania, because I think they're going to save those defeats for the big show. I don't think, especially with Roman being on such a high level right now and Drew getting that second title reign and picking right where he left off. So, and as far as the Miz cash in, if anything, I could see him cash in at the Rumble. That would be something that would be pretty cool. You know, Drew, somebody retains their title, Roman retains his title, maybe Drew cashes in or something, or he cashes in on Drew or whatever. It'll be a great sight to see Miz win the title because it's been long overdue for him. He's been long underrated for years, and I'm glad he's getting a run with at least the Money in the Bank contract. But yeah, those are my feelings on that. Now we're going to move on to the next topic, which of course is our favorite topic of the week. It is the cosplayer of the week. And of course, our cosplayer of the week this week is Brett Franklin, who is Firefly FunHouse Cosplay on social media. I'm going to take the first bullet point, and I'm going to say that Brett has been featured in Too Sweet Cosplay in photos and in a video. This guy's been featured, I think, once or twice at least. Steve-O, go ahead and lead us to the next bullet point.
Thank you, AJV. Brett has been cosplaying for the past 3 years, with his first Comic-Con being in, and I apologize for botching the city's name, Tulare, California. It was SpookCon for the Ohana Comic-Con. Wildcard, would you like to take the next bullet points?
Yes. Just had to make sure I wasn't muted there. Okay. So let's see here. When he started watching wrestling, it was WWE versus the WCW / the Attitude Era. So basically the Monday Night Wars, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely around, probably looks like, so it sounds like around the Alliance era, possibly too.
That's kind of what I was thinking at first there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. His favorite, he has a good list of favorite wrestlers, including, of course, the Fiend Bray Wyatt himself, Finn Balor, Bill Goldberg, Sting, Matt and Jeff the Hardy Boys, Sheamus, and Rob Van Dam.
I guess I'll take the next one here.
Yes.
So other cosplays that he has done include Pennywise, the Joker, and the Hitchhiker from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Damn, that's actually pretty legit there. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. You see a lot of leather faces, but you don't see the Hitchhiker often. So
yeah.
Kind of curious.
Side note, that scared the hell, that Hitchhiker scared the hell out of me there.
Yeah.
But now it's time to feature Brett's cosplays in the short video that we are going to present right here. And that is Brett Franklin's cosplays. Of course, you can follow him. His social media will be tagged in the video and description, as well as in the video itself. So please, but we're looking for cosplay submissions. You know we always are. So everybody, if you want to be a part of Two Sweet Converse in future episodes, please DM us on any of our social media platforms with your information and, of course, a couple photos and maybe a video to be featured on a future episode. So in order to do that, you must
send us your stuff.
There we go. Of course, Wildcard there had to get his line in. Mm-hmm. He feels special now.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, let's move on.
Don't take that away from me.
Hey, I can't. That's your gig, brother. But yes, let's move on to the last segment, boys, and that is we're gonna do an NXT WarGames rapid fire predictions. We're gonna go over each match, and we're gonna give a quick prediction on who would win and a brief reasoning of why we picked that person or team to win. This is something that we've done before with Survivor Series, something we've done before with other pay-per-views, and it's pretty cool. So we're gonna go actually, you know what? Due to a little bit of extra time, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give a little bit. We're gonna allow us to give us a little bit more of reasoning why we're picking these people to win. So this will be a kind of like a normal prediction, but just a little bit shorter time. But we're gonna go ahead and start it off. We got ourselves a strap match we haven't seen in a while. It's gonna be Cameron Grimes taking on the weird staring enigma Dexter Lumis. I'll go ahead and spit it off with this one. I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes. He's been scared by Dexter Lumis at every turn, and I feel like they're gonna build Cameron Grimes to something big eventually. I know they will. So I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes to win and go straight to the moon, as he always says.
I'm gonna second you, EJB, especially with Halloween Havoc, where Dexter pretty much dominated him with all those zombies and other creatures of the night, if you will. I think Cameron. You know what? I'm going to take it back. I actually think that Dexter's going to win it again because Dexter's, like I was thinking about that logic. Okay, maybe Cameron will get his win because they kind of do the whole 50-50 in WWE. But I'm actually going to go with Dexter Lumis winning this one just because, I don't know. He's been a bit of a freak and just winning lots of matches and just establishing himself as an NXT monster. So I'm actually going to go with Dexter Lumis. Wild card, what's your pick for this match?
No real reasoning for this, but I'm going to pick Dexter Lumis on this. Just because, I haven't really been following that particular feud too much, but the strap match should be exciting to watch because it's going to be definitely lethal to just to see what kind of ass whooping that Cameron Grimes is going to get.
Let's move on, guys, to the next match, and it's next match we're going to talk about is the North American title match. The unlikely champion Leon Ruff, man who many people thought wasn't going to win anything, to be honest. He's going to be defending in a triple threat against Johnny Gargano and a former champion, Damian Priest. For me personally, I'm going to go with Leon Ruff to retain. I don't think they're going to pull the title off him this soon. I think they have bigger plans for Leon besides just a short little reign, unless they're going to do the whole hot potato thing with the NXT North American title, which they've done before with other titles in the past. So I'm just going to go with Leon Ruff on the basis of I don't think they're going to pull the title off him yet. Wildcard, you go ahead and go next, my friend.
How the hell is Leon Ruff even North American champion? I don't understand that. I don't think anybody does. Somebody want to give me a legit answer as to why they even put the title on him? I mean, unless they were just trying to get some kind of pop out of it, or they really do see something in this guy, which I don't know. I mean, like the guy looks like skin and bones. I'll be honest with you, but as much as I hate to admit it, I feel like that they're going to keep the title on him because they probably want to milk this for what it's worth. So, I mean, it just I'm not discrediting Leon Ruff first off. I'm sure he's a talented wrestler, but, it's just kind of just out of the blue. Why would you give somebody, that's essentially like a jobber the North American title, I mean, it's almost like a James Ellsworth kind of thing that they're doing with it. So, yeah. So I'm going to say that Ruff is going to retain the title. Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, this is so weird. It's very un-NXT like of them with this championship bouncing around. I mean, first off, Keith Lee had to vacate the title because he's going to the main roster. Well, first off, he won the NXT championship, and then they did that whole thing to, he had to vacate the title because he was the main champion of NXT. And then it went passed over to Damian Priest. Then it went to Gargano. Then it went to, Leon Ruff, this guy who was mostly just losing matches. I mean, he seems like a talented enough guy, but I was just like, really? He's just going to randomly win this from Gargano? Because I know people are like, oh, maybe Johnny's second run's going to go a little better. But clearly that wasn't the case. This is just weird, but, I don't want to get too long-winded with it. While I'd say that it probably would be wise just to have the current champion retain, I'm actually going to go with Damian Priest to win it back. But I think his reign will be a little longer once he does get the championship back. And we need at least one title change per these pay-per-views. So that I'm just going to go with Damian Priest on this one. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
A match that William Regal loves to say the name of, WarGames. And it is the men's WarGames match. This is going to be really good. It's going to be, of course, the Undisputed Era taking on the team of Pat McAfee, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch, the current NXT Tag Team Champions, and the Bruiserweight himself, Pete Dunne. This is going to be a hell of a war, guys. I know it will be. I'm going to go with Undisputed Era. I know the whole point of Pat McAfee. He lost the last pay-per-view, so figured might as well make it 1-1. I know it's going to be some people's reasoning probably, but for me, Adam Cole has been tortured by Pat McAfee since he came back. And I have a feeling that when McAfee steps inside those two cages, he's going to be way over his head, man. And this is going to be an ass whooping that Pat McAfee probably deserves from Adam Cole. And that, boys and girls, is undisputed. All right, now next, Steve-O, bring it on, bud. What's your opinions?
Well, I know, like the previous logic, I was saying that, it's going to be, even though this person won the feud before, this person will win this time. I think it will apply for this one because of Adam Cole having his defeat over Pat McAfee at TakeOver 30, was it? Yeah. I think this time with Pat's group kind of growing up on the ranks, I think they're going to win this one. I think that eventually Undisputed or maybe sometime in 2021 is going to ease into the main roster, hopping onto SmackDown or Raw. And I see Pat's group kind of becoming the future of NXT in some kind of fashion. Pete Dunne, he's a super over guy back in NXT UK. He's very over in the NXT as well. And Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan are finally getting themselves over with this group. About time. They're very talented individuals, so I'm glad to see they're kind of getting some time to shine because I didn't know what direction they were going with them before. And then Pat, he's just a guy that you want to punch in the face with his heel act. He's very good at it. I'll give him that. So I think they're going to get some heel heat and put a defeat on the Undisputed Era on this one. Wild card, how about you? What's your take?
I will say that Pat McAfee is a dead man walking, especially when he enters WarGames. I think his mouth is going to eventually shut when he enters the cage because I think Adam Cole said this in a promo that he did in a last week's episode of NXT is that WarGames changes you. And the thing is, Pat McAfee has never been in a WarGames match at all. Nothing this extreme. Undisputed Era. They're like veterans at this right now. I mean, they've had several matches in WarGames. They know what to do. They know how to manage themselves. And they are going to be the victors in this match here. And ladies and gentlemen, it's undisputed.
Hell, they won the first ever WarGames match, if you remember, against Sanity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they do have a WarGames victory underneath their belt. So it's going to be interesting to see how this flows storyline-wise, to see where it takes us. Maybe another Pat McAfee, Adam Cole singles match maybe in the future with some different rules. Who knows? But we're going to move on to the Proceed final match right now for TakeOver WarGames, and that being the women's WarGames match. It's the team of Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and it's to be announced women's superstar in NXT. Of course, we don't know who that is. They'll be taking on the team of Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. Yep, Toni Storm joining the heel ranks there in NXT. This is going to be a tough one. I'm going to go with Team Shotzi because of the storyline of the Tank. And I have a feeling that I think they're going to show up to the arena in a full-size tank. Shotzi's going to get herself a new toy, and I think it's going to be a real military tank. It's going to be awesome. I think that little entrance there is going to be great. But it's going to be interesting with the perceived notion that TakeOver WarGames is actually going to be taking place in the Capitol Wrestling Center, which that small-ass building is going to contain both of those cages. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. But I think both teams are built very well. This feud has been built very well. I'm going to go with Team Shotzi only because of the storyline of the Tank, and there's going to be vengeance on Shotzi's mind. I'm feeling that she's going to get it. As far as the person who is going to be as the fourth person, the only person I could think of is Io Shirai. I mean, there's many other women on the roster. There could be a debut of somebody from the Performance Center, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe somebody from the main roster may show up, kind of similar to Kevin Owens did in the men's WarGames match last year. It'd be funny if, like, Charlotte Flair showed up out of nowhere or something, or even Sasha. It would be hilarious for that to happen, only in a sense because that would be so cool. But I have a feeling it's going to be Io Shirai that steps in and helps out Team Shotzi to win the War Games match. So that's my opinion. Wildcard, take it away, dude.
Well, I don't really have much to say about this here, too. Although, it was kind of shocking to see Tony Storm, go heel on us there, too. But you think that would give them an edge, but I feel like that, Shotzi's team is going to be the one that is going to pull out the W on this, because it really comes down to that mystery female competitor there. So, we might be EO, so we don't know for sure. It could be an actual surprise. We don't know for sure, but I feel like that whoever it's going to be a big X factor, and that X factor is going to help that team win. So I'm going to go Team Shotzi on this one.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm choosing the heel team for the men's War Games, I'm going to go with the face team for the ladies' War Games. And for that reason, I'm predicting Shotzi Blackheart's team to win. EJV made some very good distinctions on why with the whole Tank storyline. As far as the mystery partner, I almost think that, yeah, they could go with the obvious choice of Io Shirai. I was really trying to think long and hard on who could be just somebody that's on the main roster that they'd randomly just pull down to just help out, like with that Kevin Owens moment last year at War Games, which was badass. I was surprised he wasn't an NXT regular after that, but I digress. Now, as far as that goes, I was trying to pull up the roster just like right before I got picked, but I'm just going to go and say it most likely will be Io Shirai right now. You know what? I'm looking at the list, actually. I could almost see them doing like, okay, here's Mercedes Martinez just to come on board, just to be like, okay, she's going to be a full-fledged face. We haven't seen her on NXT TV in a while, have we?
No. Last time we saw her, she was on she was part of Retribution, and then she disappeared after like 2 weeks.
You know what? I'm just going to go with that. I'm just going with that route because I don't know. I think the champion would be too obvious to be on the War Games team. I'm just going to go with Mercedes Martinez then as my pick for the mystery partner. But yeah, that being said, I think that with the faces, I think, and with Shotzi's awesome performance at Halloween Havoc as the host, I think big things are on her way. I'm going with Team Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah. Okay. Before we wrap up the show, a couple quick notes I want to personally hand out. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Leon Ruff. We forgot to mention this. He got engaged.
Yeah.
He got engaged to fellow NXT referee, Aja Smith. Congratulations to both of them, and hopefully a happy marriage ahead. We want to say also some sad news in a sense that if you guys remember a wrestler by the name of Jimmy Rave, who used to be a part of TNA and Ring of Honor, he unfortunately had to retire this past week due to an amputation of his right arm due to an infection. And so we definitely want to send our best to Jimmy Rave and say, thank you for what over 15 years in the business, given everything he's got. So
yeah,
definitely thank you to Jimmy Rave on that, and heal up quick. And hopefully the next chapter of his life will be just as great. And one other thing, quick little programming note. Don't forget, guys, if you're wrestling fans, New Japan, of course, Best of Super Juniors finals and all that coming up this weekend. NewJapanWorld.com for all that. TLC coming up here soon, so tune in for that. We'll be maybe doing a watch party, so keep an eye on Too Sweet Cosplay. And of course, we'll be posting it. If you guys are part of our community chat, we'll be posting the Zoom link in the chat. Outside of that, that's it. We thank you guys for joining us once again for another great episode of Too Sweet Converse, episode number 27 to be exact. Once again, thank you guys. Don't forget to follow our social media platforms at Too Sweet Cosplay, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Don't forget to follow the channel at Too Sweet Cosplay on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share the video so we can get as many likes, because the more likes we build, the more bigger our fan base can become, and the more we're able to put out videos like this for you guys. So once again, don't forget to check out PocketCon. They're having a virtual PocketCon this Saturday, The links will be in the description of the video, especially with PocketCon.org. It'll get you information on how to watch it. Of course, it'll give you the link to their Discord to watch these videos, including our panel, which we'll be having this weekend as well. So, once again, thank you guys. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the comments and everything. Please keep them coming. We can only improve from here. Have a great weekend. Enjoy wrestling. Of course, happy wrestling, everybody, as Ian Riccaboni from Ring of Honor once said. And be too sweet.
Later, guys.